Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, because it's the 1st of February, I'm going to give you my top 3 baits for the month of February. If you're not already so, hey, make sure you like and subscribe. Alright, so let's get into these 3 baits that I like to throw in the month of February. Now if you go back and look at my January video, you'll know I mentioned a jig, a jerk bait, and a flat-sided crankbait. But in February, I'm going to be very specific with my flat-sided crankbait. And for me, in February, you cannot beat the Shad Rap. This is a size 5 in Demon. You cannot beat the Shad Rap. So if you're out fishing in the month of February, you definitely need to have a Shad Rap tied on. I usually throw mine on a spinning rod with somewhere between 6 to 8 pound fluorocarbon. That really helps this bait to get down there. And so with all of these though, you're gonna have to throw on a spinning rod because they're super light. Now, Demon is my absolute favorite color for dingy water. And then clear water, I like this one right here. That's just River Shad. That is a great clear water color. It's that foil side. It's very, very natural. If I'm fishing super clear water, I'm going to be throwing that River Shad. So, hey, in the month of February, make sure that you are throwing the good old Shad Wrap. All right, number 2 is going to be the Deadly Nedley. This one here is an EWG style. Doesn't really matter. This is just the one that I'm using because of where I'm fishing. But you cannot beat a Ned Rig in the month of February. Mainly because it just gets bit. Now I have several different brands that I use. I really like the Biz Baits Ned Dizzy. Great Ned bait. I also like the Beatdown Worm from Zoom. And this one here, this is the one I've been playing around with a lot here lately. This is the Ned Zone from X Zone. All great baits. Of course, you can't also go wrong with the old tried and true, the TRD from Z-Man. Now it comes to weights, I'm pretty simple. I use like 2 sizes and that's it. It's either 1/16 or 1/8. I do have some heavier heads in case I have to go a little bit deeper, but 90% of the time I'm throwing a 1/8, as you can see there, and that pretty much gets the job done. Now I'm going to throw that on a spinning rod, usually something between a 6'6" to a 7-foot medium 15 pound fluoro, or 15 pound braid to a 10 pound leader. If I'm fishing a heavy cover like I am today, boat docks, lay down, stuff like that. If I'm fishing open water, I'm going to go down to like maybe 6 or 8 pound test. But hey, in the month of February, you cannot beat the Deadly Nedley. Now, for the final one though, I wanted to give you guys who fish uber clear water a bait. And this is a bait that I picked up when I was living in Tennessee. It actually originated in East Tennessee, right around there, pretty close to where I was living. And it is not the Ned Rig. This is known as Tightlining. And so basically what you do is, this is something very similar to what I use. It's a fluke style bait on a 1/8 ounce jig head. You got to make sure you have that 90-degree line tie. And then to this, you're going to tie a loop knot. And for the most part, you are going to fish this on those steeper transition banks. And all you do is you're going to throw that out there. You're going to hold your rod at between, let's say, 10 and 2. And you're just going to slowly reel. And slowly reel, holding that rod up. And then every now and then, you're just going to lightly shake that rod. And that's just going to quiver that tail in the water, and you're basically going to pendulum the bait back to you. And when I first moved to East Tennessee, I hadn't used it ever before, and everybody was throwing it. And I watched a couple of YouTube videos on it and took it out and really fell in love with it, because this time of the year, that little Tightline is an awesome bait. Catches a lot of fish, really good on smallmouth, but don't overlook this bait when fish are on spotted bass and even largemouth, because it will catch every single one of them. And so this is something I'm going to lean towards when I'm fishing really clean water, clear water, clean bottom, and usually around rock, things like that. The good old Tightline will catch you fish in the month of February. As a matter of fact, when I was living in East Tennessee, the month of February, usually I would go out and I'd have 3 rods on the deck. I would have a jerkbait, I would have a Ned Rig, and the good old Tightline. Of course, once again, this is something you're going to throw on a spinning rod. I used a 6.6 light action, and between 4 to 6 pound test. Anything really over that 6 pound test, I think it kind of kills the action of this bait. But if you've never tried tightlining, another term that some guys use is called coasting. It is a great technique. I encourage you, if you fish clean water, clear water, clean bottoms, you're fishing around smallmouth or spotted bass in the month of February, and if you've not tried it, go get you some small flukes. The VMC vertical shad is a great one. In East Tennessee, the main staple was either the flat-nosed minnow or the gulp minnow. The 3-inch gulp minnow was the one that we used in East Tennessee, and in the smelt color. And in super clear water, cold water, around smallmouth, that little smelt colored 3-inch gulp worm on an 1/8 ounce jig head with a little loop knot, just coasting, penduluming that bait back to you, made for some very exciting days out on the water. So there it is, guys. Those are my top 3 baits for the month of February. The Tightline, then the Deadly Nedley, and of course the Shad Wrap. All 3 baits are great baits this time of the year. And if you're looking for a way to go out, catch a bunch of fish, hey, get you a flat-sided crankbait like a Shad Wrap, a Ned Rig, and the old Tightline special, and you can go to work. So hey guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. My top 3 baits for the month of February.